And we're live on California Piggin'. Trying to turn the trying to turn this around here. All right, it's not cooperating. What's up, guys? What is going on? Let's see. Okay, we got it now. All right, guys. Hey, welcome back to my channel, California Pickin'. For all the new viewers out there, this is a variety channel. I produce a lot of variety content for all of you, so nobody gets bored. My channel, California Pickin'. For all the new viewers out there, this is a variety channel. I produce a lot of variety content for all of you, so nobody gets bored, including myself. And one of the things I delve into is Hollywood's mysteries and scandals. And one of the mysteries and scandals that I've covered on many a video is the death of the late Natalie Wood, who was a very famous actress in the 60s and 70s. And she died mysteriously on this boat, which is so-called a yacht. But it's only 55 feet. So it's not a very big yacht, and she supposedly drowned and was missing from the boat. Now, she was married to another actor, famous actor named Robert Wagner, and Robert Wagner was on the boat that night with Natalie, along with actor Christopher Walken, who was Natalie's co-star in the movie Brainstorm. And supposedly an argument broke out on the yacht. There were 4 people on the yacht that night. It was Robert Wagner, Natalie Wood, who owned the yacht, the captain, his name is Dennis, and I believe it's Dennis, and there was Christopher Walken on the boat. And there's only like 3 little rooms to sleep in on the boat. And if anybody has ever been on a boat or knows anything about boats, etc., the walls in between the rooms are very thin. They're not like 5 inches like at your house. They're basically probably 3 inches thick, and they probably have some insulation. But if somebody's yelling and screaming on the boat, you're going to hear it all over the place. Now, the boat was anchored in Catalina, California, off the coast here of California, and they were attempting to basically stay the night in this area of Catalina called the Isthmus. Now, that happens to be on the non-populated side of the island. The other side is called Avalon, which is a big town, you know, so to speak, for the island. It's the only town. There's basically a little area called the Isthmus where people go and they anchor their boats. Well, anyways, guys, recently you've seen me do these videos on this subject, etc. But now Dr. Phil had a 2-part series on his show, the Dr. Phil Show, where he was discussing this case with Lana Wood, that's Natalie's sister, as well as the captain of the yacht that night, as well as some other writers on the program talking about the Natalie Wood case. And I just find it so interesting when I do a video and then soon after it gets picked up by the mainstream media and they do a program on it. And it's absolutely fascinating. So I'd like to go to one of these, programs and just see what is talked about. Let's just go up here to this program, Dr. Phil Show, and we'll just show you some little clips from the show. I did not see it live, but I was able to find out that it was online, and let's watch this together.
Did this woman stay in the water for 3.5 to 5 hours hoping somebody was coming for her in the dark.
That's what I always thought.
And
That
never
she could
came.
have lived.
That she could be alive today.
And the reason why is because of lies, jealousy, greed, and things like that.
There's a lot of evidence she was not alive in the water. If she kicked and tried to climb the dinghy and save herself in the water, how could she have been found with socks on? Something totally overlooked by a coroner. She was found with socks on, wool socks. I got in the water. They come off within 30 seconds without moving. She was not alive.
Maybe they don't. They come off of you. I don't know. Are you angry at Dennis for not saying, hell with you, I'm searching for this woman?
No,
Why not?
because I understand how he felt at the time. I didn't want to believe that
Sorry.
anything had happened other than what was said. But in the back of my mind, it kept bothering me, which is why I went upstairs and said, tell me what happened. But you don't want to think that. It's almost like a defense mechanism. You want to bury your head and accept whatever is happening so you don't have to hear the ugly truth.
If they had called for help earlier, do you believe your sister would be alive today?
Yes. And I think if she was unconscious when she hit the water, which is what the new coroner findings are, someone still could have jumped and pulled her out.
Have you replayed this in your mind? Are you mad at yourself that you didn't do something different?
Well, I actually don't think, I think she was dead when she hit the water.
This is the captain of the Splendor.
She was unconscious, you know, I mean, when she hits the water. I mean, they said there wasn't any water in her lungs.
So what is your theory?
I think the argument got out of control, and she was knocked unconscious by a physical fight from Robert Wagner.
Oh!
And put in the water.
Whoa!
So you believe when you were standing on the back of that boat and he said, don't turn on that searchlight, you were talking to a murderer?
Exactly.
Wow.
You believe Robert Wagner murdered Natalie Wood?
I really do.
Wow. On Dr. Phil.
We'll be right back.
Wow. That is astonishing. What a revelation there. Oh my gosh. Can you believe that? Let's just listen to some more. Let's go to this video, see what happens. Watch this video. Well, let me just say, while we're waiting for this other video to load, is that, you know, this has been going on for a long time. Here we go. Bringing that back up.
Now today,
sorry, we're buffering. I don't know why.
to never.
God, what is going on? Guys, this is live TV. You never know what you're gonna run into. But that's Lana's Natalie's sister. Wow, it's buffering. Well, anyways, that's the story on the mainstream media during daytime hours. Had Lana Wood and the captain of the Splendor on his show, and both of these folks claim that they think Robert Wagner murdered Natalie Wood. Now, that's some amazing, riveting testimony from these people who are not under oath, of course, but they both have a feeling that Robert Wagner had something to do with it. Now, I never said that Robert Wagner did kill her or anything like that. I said that the alleged rumors were that they had a fight and that Natalie went over the side and that Robert Wagner did not attempt to save his wife. Now, I'm going to do another side. Let's do the flip side of the story. It's wrong, but let's say Natalie Wood got mad and was being physically violent with Robert, which I've seen many times. You know, these are very emotional actresses and they can go into emotional rages. And let's say she attacked her husband, Robert Wagner. Maybe he was defending himself and maybe he just couldn't help himself. He was so enraged that somehow she went over the edge or he hurt her and he basically didn't control his anger. That's a possibility right there. That is a possibility. Now, that would make it self-defense in Robert Wagner's case. And
There were people boat, and one of them is not talking.
And that's Christopher Walken he's talking about. Buffering, live. Come on.
So now talking to
Oh, well, Christopher Walken's not talking either.
That he has something to hide.
Yeah, he does.
Otherwise, why wouldn't you talk to the police?
That's right.
Why wouldn't you say, ask me anything, of course. Why wouldn't you go into detail? Why wouldn't you do it?
Let's take a look.
I'm really sorry. I came through, and that I mean, absolutely everybody knows. Why won't you speak to super guys? You can.
Why would you even bring up anything like that?
Because I'm hounded with it every single day. No, what have I done?
Do you know we have a family?
Yes.
Narcissist.
Yes, I know. I'm not a part of it, thank you. But yes, we have a family.
I'm amazed that you even talk to me.
Yeah, I know.
I talk to you. I've known you since you were a
No,
child.
I've never.
Whoa.
Yes.
Yeah.
What? Why? I don't know.
Yeah.
Young man.
Anyway, I have talked to everybody. What do you
I don't know,
accuse
Kevin
me
and
of-
Ralph, I don't accuse you of anything.
You accuse me of murdering her, of taking all these positions. It's incredible. I can't believe that you do something like that. I just can't believe it.
Changed your.
I haven't changed
You
anything.
never said anything to me.
I have never changed anything.
You never for 1 minute stopped and said, "This is
Of
gonna
course I
hurt
did.
me."
No, you didn't.
Of course not.
No, you did. And
Really did.
Everybody was on top of that.
and Hollywood protected
Oh,
you too.
Jesus Christ, no.
I can't believe it.
Wow.
Why did you confront him like that, and when was that?
That was in Palm Springs, and that was about, I want to say, a year and a half ago,
Uh-huh.
2 years ago.
Yikes.
What was your goal in confronting him in that way?
Hoping that he would say something. Hope if I were able to speak with him
No way.
face to face.
He ain't talking. He ain't talking, Lana. You know,
that he
you
would
did
be
your best, but
the RJ that thought I knew.
Well, you heard him say that he had talked to everybody.
Yes.
True?
I wonder who those people are. He's spoken to no one.
and what about
This was the second
Christopher
time they'd been
Walken?
married,
Yes.
and you said the state of the marriage. What was the state of the marriage at that time?
Well, Natalie was trying to reestablish herself. Don't forget that this is something. Natalie's career, Natalie's life as an actress was all she ever knew. What she wanted, a family, but she had to be an actress. She was trying to reestablish her career. She was trying to find things. We would sit and look through books. We would talk about various things that perhaps she could be in. She wanted to get back out there. And I think that may have been threatening. I don't know.
So what was your relationship like with her? If he had been abusive with her in any way, would she have confided that to you?
No. We were the kind of family that didn't talk about those things.
Wow. Wow, guys. Not expect that this was gonna happen like this. Oh my gosh.
If you can. Why would you even?
That was just riveting, that whole little segment with Natalie, with Lana Wood confronting Robert Wagner after all these years, guys. Hit like and subscribe, of course. Hit thumbs up, guys. Let's see. Come on. Give it up. Drew, your boy was reporting on this 2 years ago, a year ago, whatever it was. I visited Natalie's grave and called for the reinvestigation of the case. And sure enough, it did happen just the way it should have happened, where these new folks who are involved start to look into this case and see that there's inconsistencies. In my last video, which I want you to go watch after this one, it says that basically the coroners, these new people investigating the case, said that she showed signs of physical abuse, consistent with some type of beating, bruising on her body that was not caused by the rocks or anything that she ran into in the ocean. But when the captain asked RJ, let me turn on the spotlight so we can look for her, he said no. Now that to me is so damning. That information is so damning. And he then invites the captain down into the galley and he pours him a triple scotch and they sit there and they talk about it when they should be calling the Coast Guard. Now another thing is, I found out, and I don't know if this is true, but I heard RJ, Robert Wagner, called his attorney before he called the Coast Guard, which is so suspicious. He tried to call the restaurant that is the only restaurant that's on that side of the island. It's a bar, and he called there and asking to see if she was there, but he didn't identify himself or anything or what had happened. But let me tell you, this guy is not telling us the full story. Like I said, I'm not saying that he did it, but you can use your own imagination and tell me what you think in the comments. What do you think happened to Natalie Wood that night? And why doesn't Christopher Walken, the actor Christopher Walken, come forward and tell his side of the story? Now here's the rumors, guys. I'm going to give you some background on the rumors. The rumor was that RJ got mad. One rumor was RJ got mad because he thought Christopher Walken was having an affair with his wife. And he broke this bottle, a wine bottle, champagne, whatever, on the table and said, are you trying to, expletive my wife? And a big fight ensued after that. And then Christopher Walken said, I went to my room and I went to sleep. And that was the last thing basically Chris Walken said. He went to his room, went to sleep. Now, as I said, the Splendor was only 55 feet long and the rooms were right next to each other. And if they're in a very deserted part that's absolutely silent in the Isthmus Bay in Catalina, there's no noise from any kind of city, no traffic, no nothing, you're going to hear this woman's voice screaming, and other people from other boats heard Natalie's cries, and they were just afraid to come forward, I guess. I don't really know, but the power of Hollywood protected Robert Wagner for 36 years or whatever it's been. I don't know, but everyone thought that Natalie drowned accidentally, when in fact it probably was not an accidental drowning, they say, allegedly. So then what? Then we have to look at the subjects on the boat and what they're saying and how they're acting and what their body language is. And you just saw right there RJ, after all these years, defending himself. Now, like I said, maybe Natalie got crazy and attacked him and he was just defending himself, and then he made up this story after he knocked her off the boat or after she fell off, or who knows. But I don't know if you know, when you're fighting with somebody who you love or whatever, and you're in the throes of this argument, you literally, even though you don't want to hurt somebody, you don't really care, I think, because you're just being barraged by this person. And so maybe that would be considered self-defense and maybe manslaughter. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer, but that is possibly a crime of passion in which the court would take that in consideration. Now, the other side of the story, guys, and this is all alleged, I'm not saying this is true, but the other side of the story, or another conspiracy theory, is that RJ and Robert Wagner were having a relationship, you know, wink, wink, nod, nod, and that she caught them together and went ballistic nuts. Now, something that's interesting about their past, they were married. Robert Wagner and Natalie Wood were married at one time together. And they got divorced, but supposedly the story was that Natalie had caught Robert Wagner fooling around with the butler, a male butler of some sort. That's all alleged. I'm not saying that's true or not, but that's been written about many times. I do not know if that is true. But in that case, she was mad at them having an affair, and maybe that's why Chris Walken has never said anything. I don't know. There's a lot of bisexuality that goes on in Hollywood that you don't know about. People who are bisexual and have strange proclivities and style and all this sort of thing. But just know that there are a lot of people that are hidden in Hollywood that do this sort of thing. And if it was exposed that they were living this lifestyle, that they wouldn't get any work anymore. And I point to the fact of Rock Hudson, who was not openly gay, but was gay. And many people in Hollywood knew he was gay, but they didn't report on it because out of respect of the press back then. Now, the press these days, they don't care anymore. There's none of that going on anymore. It's an open field. If you're a public figure, the press dives right into your private life. But anyways, that's me on California Pickin'. Like I said, share this video wherever you can on social media. Tell your friends that I'm doing these videos and I'm one step ahead of the media. And I have another story that I've been following, and that's the story of Ronan Farrow and Woody Allen and all the dysfunction there, and the fact that he actually might be Frank Sinatra's son instead of Woody Allen's son. I'm going to be putting out a video about that soon. That is also has resurfaced in the news. So your boy Drew is one step ahead, and I'll be doing more follow-up on Maryland, JFK, and all the body count after Maryland dies. There's a whole string of people that died. So your boy Drew is on it. You know, there's a new sheriff in town, and it's Drew, and he's coming for you. So anyways, hashtag Justice for Natalie and hashtag Justice for Maryland. And all this has got to stop, guys. These rich, powerful men getting away with a lot, like Bill Cosby, like O.J. Simpson, like all these other people, Les Moonves, and all these other folks that got fired from their jobs when they were exposed that they had inappropriate behavior with actresses. So this has been going on a long time, and hope you enjoyed the video. I hope that their family gets some closure. I feel so bad for the kids, the two girls. They have a relationship with their father, and honestly, I would question that whole thing. But you saw Lana Wood. She's absolutely torn up about this. Her whole life has been affected by this, and many have. So I don't know what happened. I'll just leave it up to you, but leave it in the comments. What do you think? Hit thumbs up, guys. Come on. We got a few people watching right now. There should be more. I don't know why there's not. And give your boy throw your boy a tip every once in a while. Gosh darn it. I got Patreon. I got PayPal. And show me the love, okay? All right, guys. That's me, Drew. And come on back. Cheers now. Have a great day.